Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another day of Indie Miss. Today we are going to be doing a full face of indie makeup that y'all chose. I did some polls on my Instagram stories and you guys basically helped me pick out the entire full face of makeup that I'm going to be doing today. There was definitely some curveballs, some products I thought y'all weren't gonna choose, some products I hoped that you wouldn't choose and you did. So I think this is gonna be a really fun video. And this video is extra special because it is in collaboration with my friend Samantha March. I feel so honored to be collaborating with her today because I look up to her genuinely for so many different reasons, but I love her content. I highly recommend watching her. I feel like she does such a good job at being so organized. She's a channel that really just focuses on loving makeup, loving yourself. She's so inspirational in person. She is just as amazing as she appears to be online. So I will leave her video link down below because she's also going to be doing a face of indie makeup. And if you are coming over from Samantha's channel, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I'm so happy to have you here. I do a lot of content focused around independently owned makeup brands. So if you'd like to see more of that in the future, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you go. All right, so jumping right on into primer, there were 4 different options here. The Lily Posh Amplify Primer came in 4th place with 45 votes. That is a new primer to me. I haven't tried it yet. The Ofra Northern Lights came in 3rd place with 183 votes. The Danessa Myricks Prism FX, my favorite, came in 2nd place with 276 votes. And then in 1st place is the Glossier Future Dew Primer with 398 votes, so we're going to use that today. This is a really beautiful primer, or you could use it on its own. It has a really nice glow to it, and it has a neutral glow as well. My face just got red because it gets red when I rub products in, but it does have a really beautiful appearance on the skin. Okay, so next for foundation, I have 4 different options here, and the one coming in 4th place is the Cloven Hollow Liquid Skin Tint with 190 votes. In 3rd place is the Juvia's Foundation Stick with 207 votes. In 2nd place is the Milk Flex Foundation Stick with 254 votes. And then coming in 1st place is the Kosas Tinted Face Oil with 267 votes. So this one was a lot closer. And honestly, I feel slightly upset that the Kosas one won because this is an oil and it can act a little bit funny over certain primers. I try and use an oil underneath this as my primer because when you mix an oil-based foundation with a water-based primer, it'll do the little fluffy, feels like your skin is shedding. So I'm pretty sure that this is about to be a hot mess, but I'm gonna do what you guys want me to do. The shade that I have is 01. I actually have not reached for this foundation in a hot minute. I liked it when I first got it, but I've kind of forgotten about it. I think I liked it applied with my fingers most. So maybe that's what I'll do. Oh, that wasn't that much. Oh man, I can't remember for the life of me what I used to do with this. Okay, I just added a little bit all over my face. Just going to blend it in. Okay, seems all right so far. It actually looks fine. It's just a very natural foundation. So let's go ahead and jump on in to some concealer. Coming in last place is the Nude Sticks Concealer Pencil with 105 votes. I was sad about this because I recently purchased it on Black Friday. I've never tried anything from Nude Sticks, so I was hoping to try it out today, but unfortunately it was not chosen. It was very far from being chosen. In 3rd place is the Kosas Revealer Concealer with 205 votes. In 2nd place is the Ritual Defy Ethereal Veil Concealing Cover with 232 votes. And then coming in 1st place by far is the Nabla Close-Up Concealer with 351 votes. Here's what the Nabla Concealer looks like. I have the shade Porcelain. It's the latest shade that they have. This is newer to me, even though it's not a super new concealer. I grabbed it on Beauty Bay because it was on sale for half off and it was just my shade, the lightest one that was on sale, so it felt like I had no choice but to buy it, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit of highlighting, concealing underneath my eyes. I'll probably throw a little bit right here as well, just because I've got a tiny little bit of acne going on. I normally would use a different concealer that's not as brightening as this, but this is the concealer I have to work with today. I'm just gonna go ahead and stipple that in with my Anissa Beauty concealer brush. And I'm using more on my forehead and whatnot just because the foundation is so light coverage. I'm gonna make up for it a little bit with the concealer. Next, for powder to set the face with, I had 3 different options. Coming in third place is the Midas Zero Flaws Setting Powder with 265 votes. In second place is the Beauty Bakery Flour Powder with 296 votes. And then in first place is the Danessa Myricks Evolution Powder with 337 votes. So this again was a little bit of a closer poll. So I'm just going to take my Danessa Myricks powder. I have the shade 01, the lightest shade. And I do really like the packaging of this one because it has a nice little net to it so it doesn't get too messy. I'm just going to pick up a very minimal amount to set underneath my eyes. And then a little bit on my forehead. I'm actually going to take a little bit along my smile line as well just because I've been noticing that creasing a little bit more recently. Moving on to bronzer now. In fourth place is the Vesca Kiss by Bronzer with 113 votes. In third place is the Kosas Sun Show Bronzer with 174 votes. In second place is the Divina Bronzer with 228 votes. And then coming in first is the Kaleidos Charisma Contour Palette with 392 votes. So I guess you guys really wanted to see this one. I have the lightest shade here, which is called Cool and Light. This one actually is nice that it won because I do have a contour and a bronze. There's also this setting shade, but it's a little bit too dark for my skin tone, so it kind of works against the whole point of the palette since that's supposed to be like the brightening shade. But I'm going to go ahead and start off with the bronzer, and then we can use a little bit of contour as well. I'm going to throw that on, adding a little bit of warmth all around my face. And I did do, coming up, quite a few different cream products. But spoiler, none of them won. So I don't really care that I'm being heavy-handed with the powder because I don't have any cream to put over it anyways. And then dipping into the contour with a smaller brush, just gonna go ahead and put that right at the backs of my cheekbones. It's funny because normally I would stop here to go into my eyes before I chose which blush shade or highlight shade to use, but I don't really have a choice today, so I may as well just finish up my face. Next, for blush, coming in fourth place is the Ritual de Fille Moon Pillar Cream Blush. In third place is the Alamar Blush Trio, one of the new ones, in the lighter shade with 165 votes. In second place, I accidentally wrote Wonky Lux, but I meant the Winky Lux Tea Time with 202 votes. And then coming in at a landslide in first place is the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism Palette with 444 votes. That's my favorite number. I was really surprised by how far this won. I didn't realize it was gonna be that popular. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this shade Stargaze just because I feel like it's a really pretty rosy tone, and I know what eyeshadow look I kind of have in mind to do today, so I feel like that will be pretty and it'll match. Oh gosh. So I'm just gonna throw that on my cheekbones. I also wanted to use a matte today, even though I love this shade Soleil, just because I know I've got a pretty intense highlighter coming up next as well. Okay, so we have got another landslide here. For highlighters, coming in fourth place is the Cine Grace Pink Lightning Highlight with 118. In third place is the Ritual de Fille Ghost Light with 155 votes. In second place is the Be Perfect Do You highlight with 165 votes. And then in first place is the Kaleidos Space Age Prophecy with 509 votes. I'm not surprised at all. I really just felt like this was the one that was going to be picked because it is such a beautiful multi-chrome highlighter. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that. Throw it on my cheekbone right here. Such a cool highlight. It is a really beautiful highlight. I mean, I'm not mad at all that this was chosen. Now we're going to talk about eye primer. This was so close and I'm so mad. So I didn't want it to be like all products that I love and that I wanted chosen. Like I just went through and did like a random mixture when I did all these polls. So coming in third place is the Crow and Pebble Parchment Primer with 271 votes. In second place is the Gerard Clean Canvas. I have one of their new shades with 296 votes. And then in first place, with only 2 votes more, is the Alamar Pero Primero Primer with 298 votes. Those two, the Gerard and the Alamar, went back and forth. Every time I looked and checked the poll, they were 1 or 2 away from each other, going back and forth on who was in the lead. And if you've watched my videos, you know I don't like this primer. So I put it in there and I was like, they're not gonna choose it. You guys chose it. So I apologize when my eyeshadow looks terrible. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just take a little bit of this and throw it all over my lid. This is a very sticky, tacky primer that I struggle to blend with. Next, moving on to eyeshadow palettes. I had 4 different options here and they were actually all first impressions because I haven't used any of these yet. So coming in fourth place is the Hip Dot Rose All Day palette with 83 votes. In third place is the Glamlight Burger palette with 113 votes. In second place is the Claro Sykes Box with 152 votes. And then this probably was the most landslide vote of all of them. The Lethal Velvet Dusk came in first place with 623 votes. Here is what this one looks like. I meant to do a dedicated video on it and I haven't yet. The story was kind of funny with this one because I had issues with Lethal Cosmetics because they sent me PR with it going to my P.O. box and then DHL not wanting to deliver to the P.O. box, even though originally they did the first one and they have for other brands. But I walked out, there was a FedEx driver and I was signing for something and he was like, I recognize your name. I have a package for a P.O. box for you. So he went to the truck and then came back and brought me the package. So it got to me way sooner by dumb luck, but I didn't take advantage of the luck apparently because here it is, still untouched. But you guys chose this and I'm excited to play with it today. So I'm going to start off with this purple shade right here. I was looking at it earlier and I want to do like a really purpley pinky look today. I totally forgot to zoom you guys in before. So I'm going to zoom you in for the eyes at least. My bad. I'm just picking up a little bit of that purple and I'm going to put it right through my crease. Oh my goodness. Just using that as my transition shade today. I swear, blending on top of this primer is a workout. Okay, I still feel like it's looking a little patchy, but I think that's the best I'm gonna be able to do. I'm gonna take this deep indigo next, and I'm gonna pop that on my outer V. Just adding some depth to this look. I'm also gonna take a little bit of that shade and throw it along the lower lash line. I think I'm gonna dip back into the purple as well and throw that on the front. Okay, so for the inner corner, I thought it would be really fun to use this pink. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that right here. Just kind of blending it into the inner corner and the lower lash line a little bit. So last but not least for the lid, I'm gonna go ahead and use this shade right here because I believe that it's supposed to be a multi-chrome. So I'm really, really excited and I kind of planned this whole look around doing that shade on the lid. So I'm just gonna pick it up with my finger. I don't really see a huge shift though. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that all over. I don't know. I don't think I would call that a multi-chrome. I'm gonna need to walk around my house for a minute and just see if maybe if the lighting changes, I can see it a little bit. But even just like turning it like this, where normally I would be able to see a shift, I don't. It just looks like a deep purple. Slightly disappointed. I might even go in with a little bit more of the pink and pop that on the front of the lid just to add a little bit of extra dimension. Okay, so for eyeliner, I had 2 different options. I wasn't really sure what colors to do or anything just because I didn't know what palette was gonna win, but I just decided to do a black liner in 2 different forms. So the NBA Cake Eyeliner came in second place with 336 votes, and then in first place is the We Makeup Pencil with 473 votes. This is just the shade Obsidian Black, and it is really, really nice and pigmented. So I'm going to throw that along my waterline. Probably my tight line too, but I'm not going to show that because it looks really gross. For mascara, I also gave 2 options, one that I have that's open and one I haven't tried yet. So coming in second place is the Organic Skin Co. Black Lash with 329 votes, and then in first place is the We Make Up More Mascara with 464 votes. Love this mascara, so I'm not mad at all that it won. Just gonna go ahead and throw that on. Last but not least is lips. So I've got 4 options here. Coming in fourth place is the Ritual Defeat Lilium lipstick with 143 votes. In third place is the Lisa Eldridge Muse Gloss with 209 votes. In second place is the Propa Beauty Victress with 249 votes. And then very close in first place is the Black Moon Misery lipstick with 251 votes. So those were just 2 votes away from each other, although I did have someone message me that they accidentally chose Propa when they were trying to choose Black Moon. So here is Misery from Black Moon. It is a little bit more of a cool toned nude shade, so I feel like it'll work perfectly with this look, and I have not tried it yet. I like the color. Okay, so my super dry lips, definitely not doing this lipstick any favors. I also don't really feel like it's a satin finish. I want to say that the line is called Seriously Satin Lipsticks or something like that. It's really not. All right, so this is the full face finished look, and I do like how it turned out. I feel like I'm definitely a little bit surprised just because, for one, that primer and foundation actually ended up working really well together. I feel like my base makeup all looks really, really nice and soft on the skin, other than the multi-chrome, obviously. That's pretty intense, but I think it looks cool nonetheless. I'm really glad I finally dug into that Lethal palette, and although blending the first shade over that primer wasn't the easiest thing I've ever done, I do like how it turned out. I mean, I love purple, pink, and blue together. I feel like it's just such a fun color story, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, I will have Samantha's video down below. Thank you, Samantha, for collaborating with me on this. I'm so happy we got to do this, and I will see you all in the next video tomorrow for another day of Indie Miss. Bye.